planet Earth. This is where I was born. And this is where I died.
Ah!
For the first 19 years of my life, nothing happened. And then I met a man called the Doctor.
Run.
God damn, I'm already tearing up.
His face. He showed me the whole of time and space.
Well, are you gonna stay with me?
Forever. But then came the army of ghosts. Then came Torchwood and the war. And that's when it all ended. This is a story of how I died.
The fuck, man?
Oh, I don't know why you bother with that phone. You never use it. Oh, I love you, Oh, I didn't know you don't. Come here. Oh, you lovely big fella. Oh, you're all mine. Yes, you are.
And I got you this. It's from the market on this asteroid bazaar. It's made of, what's it called?
Bazulium.
Bazulium.
Bazulio.
Means it's gonna rain.
Guess who's coming to visit? You're just in time to be here at 10 past. Who do you think it is?
I don't know.
Mickey?
Go on, guess.
No, I hate guessing. Just tell me.
It's your granddad.
Oh,
Granddad Prentice. He's on his way.
Mickey can't get here, right? I got too excited there.
Cup of tea.
What you just said about Grandad?
Any second now.
But
A ghost is gonna show up
His heart gave out. Do you remember
if I go by that title.
What do you mean shift? Since when did ghosts have shifts? Since when did shifts have ghosts? What's going on?
Oh, he's not happy when I know more than him, is he?
Hey.
Running or screaming?
That's something I've heard a few times now.
Darling, what you're telling me is that you are in love with a ghost. It's my ghost, and I love him.
But there it is.
Anything we can do?
No, I'm alright. It's just... It gets into your head, this thing. Like it's staring at you.
All right, we'll catch up later. Thanks,
Look at
darling.
that. I'm liking this. No, Cybermen.
According to the paper, they've elected a ghost as MP for Leeds.
So how?
And in 40 years' time, 50, there'll be this woman, this strange woman, walking through the marketplace on some planet a billion miles from Earth. But she's not Rose Tyler. Not anymore.
Oh, they're up to something. Are they gonna release Cybermen?
We've got a camera within 50 yards.
Oh my God,
Is it him?
it's him.
It's him.
I said so! You're staring at me.
My mum's still on board.
If we end up on Mars, I'm gonna kill you.
Welcome to Torchwood.
Finally.
That's such a farce, Sunglider.
Came down to Earth off the Shetland Islands 10 years ago.
Oh,
Crash.
No, we shot it down. It violated our airspace.
close the door, Rose.
All those times I've been on Earth, I've never heard of you.
Well, of course not. You're the enemy. You're actually named in the Torchwood Foundation Charter of 1879 as an enemy of the Crown.
1879? That was called Torchwood, that house in Scotland.
That's right.
Queen Margaret.
Named after Queen Victoria and the
Oh
Royal-
shit, Victoria.
I think he makes half of it up.
There's all sorts of realities around us, different dimensions, billions of parallel universes. all
Like the one
stacked
Mickey's in.
against each other. The void is the space in between, containing absolutely nothing. Imagine that, nothing. You built a skyscraper just to reach a spatial disturbance. How much money have you got?
Enough.
That's kind of hot how she answered that.
But when it made the hole, it cracked the world around it. The entire surface of this dimension splintered. And that's how the ghosts get through. That's how they get everywhere. They're bleeding through the
so other things to get through.
walking from their world across the void and into yours. Put up a chair, Rose. Come on, watch the fireworks.
Go shift in 10 seconds. 9, 8, 7, 2.
Stop the shift. I said stop.
Thank you.
And someone clear up this glass. They did warn me, Doctor. They said you like to make a mess.
That could have a few different meanings.
Can I help you? Try not to look. It does that to everyone.
That's Mickey!
What do you want?
Sorry, they sent me from personnel. They said some man had been taken prisoner, some sort of doctor. I'm just...
Oh my god, that's Mickey.
Did they take...
Seal the room. Call security.
Go on, Mickey, turn around.
Can you check the door locks? She just walked right in.
Doing it now,
My dude.
Would like to take a seat?
So did Mickey chase that Cyberman into this dimension or reality? Trying to stop it?
Stop what you're doing right now.
It's alright, babe. We're beating him before we can beat him again. That's why I'm here.
Cyberman.
Fight against what?
What do you think?
Man, I'm so happy to see Mickey. Oh.
What are they?
They came through first. The advance guard.
Ooh.
Cybermen.
What's inside that sphere?
No one knows.
No, no.
Cyber leader, cyber king, emperor of the cyber.
No, don't.
Whatever it is, he's dead meat.
Show me. Don't do a cliffhanger.
See you.
Yeah, it's good to see you too.
Show me. Come on, show me. If this ends like this,
Achieving full transfer.
They're Cybermen.
yeah.
All of the ghosts are Cybermen.
Holy shit.
Millions of them. Right across the world.
I got shot, man. Clever title.
It's not an invasion, it's too late for that. It's a victory.
They're activated. They're activated. They're activated.
This is gonna blast them to hell.
Samuel, what are you doing?
My name's Mickey. Mickey Smith. Defending the Earth.
Come on. Let's see it.
How did you create that sphere?
The sphere is not ours.
What?
The sphere broke down the barriers between worlds. We only followed. Its origin is unknown.
And what's inside it?
That's not Cyberman.
Location Earth. Life forms detected. Exterminate. 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 Exterminate.
Whoa. That's crazy. Cybermen and Daleks. That is... See, that episode right there? Brilliant. So enjoyable, man. That sets it up nicely for... It has to be an incredible finale, man. Alright, so that was a really good episode. Thoroughly enjoyed that episode. I think that has to be one of the best episodes of this season. That cliffhanger, oh my goodness, that has to be one of the best cliffhangers I've seen in some time, for anything. And it felt so earned. And I think it comes down to the fact that the structure of this episode is so clever, right? Because the whole time the focus is on the ghosts, the Cybermen. So much so that it's almost kind of like a foregone conclusion that the ship must belong to the Cybermen or something related to the Cybermen. And you know, the ghosts being Cybermen, that wasn't really much of a shocker. You know, certainly not as much as the Daleks showing up right at the end there. I think this episode did a great job of constantly escalating the tension. You know, great pacing, and it made for a great payoff. And you know, that ending, you know, is basically an exponential incline right up until that ending, the shocking ending. You know, I did not see that coming, and that has me so excited now, because you know, that sets it up for quite the finale, right? The grand finale. You know, there's so many things that need to be addressed, and you know, from the looks of it, it might not be smooth sailing, right? And of course, now you have Cybermen and the Daleks. I'm guessing that has to be a big moment for the Doctor Who lore. Now, again, I'm not sure if they've met before. You know, they might have met before. You know, there's the lore stretches years and years, decades, right? So I'm not sure if they've met before, but like I'm pretty certain that, you know, this is a big moment. I'm sure at the moment it aired, at the time it aired, this must have been a really hype moment. And I'm sure, you know, the build up to the finale, you know, I'm sure a lot of people had a lot of anticipation for that after that cliffhanger. Now, there was another really great surprise in the episode. My dude Mickey, he showed up. See, now that was actually surprising. The Cybermen being the ghosts, not as much. But you know, Mickey and Daleks, great surprises for two different reasons. But you know, fantastic. And you know, it was really nice to see that for once, Rose is the one who's really happy to see Mickey, right? And you know, the funny thing is, I actually mentioned Mickey like twice earlier on in the episode, having no idea that he's going to show up by the end of the episode, or not by the end, near the end of the episode. You know, earlier on, Jackie mentioned, oh, there's someone over. And I just assumed it's going to be Mickey because he's such a close family friend. But then, you know, instantly realized Mickey's not, you know, that's impossible. He cannot be here. You know, 30 minutes later, Mickey is here. So really nice to see Mickey. I really do like him, you know. You know, this season, this series, I've really come to adore Mickey. And how about that opening? I mean, the opening is just as shocking and jarring as the ending. So great bookends, right? I mean, it instantly puts you on high alert. You know, her declaring that, you know, this is the story of how she died. So, you know, throughout the episode, in the back of my mind, I'm trying to think of how I could potentially reach that point. So really strong opening. And, you know, the interesting thing here is that, you know, it appears that she's speaking to the audience, to us. And, you know, it doesn't really feel like it's from the afterlife. So, you know, there is the potential for something really interesting happening here. But again, you know, it is concerning. Now, that being said, this isn't just coming out of the blue. They've hinted at this throughout the series 2. Queen Victoria, you know, she showed concern for Rose, and, you know, the lifestyle, you know, the unpredictable and crazy lifestyle she's living. And then, you know, in the Satan pit, the monster, I believe, it said something about the lost child who dies in battle. So, yeah, you know, I've shown concern about this in, you know, the episodes leading up to this. But the opening also had a really nice segment. You know, it took us down memory lane, showed us all the adventures, or some of the adventures of Rose and the Doctor, you know, and some of the stuff they've gone through together. Just that, you know, just to highlight that segment, it had me misty-eyed, you know. And they even showed Eccleston, so, you know, good on them for that. So yeah, you know, I think it's quite clear I have you know, an attachment to these characters. And, you know, even though I've only seen like 2 seasons of this show, I've kind of lived with them for 2+ years now, I think. Mainly down to the fact that I'm so slow at getting to these episodes, because of the situation and all, but still, you know. I've known these characters for some time now, and I've built a great attachment to them. So yeah, it gets me emotional to think that now I might be losing Rose soon. So much like the first season, this season also had a running theme, right? This time in this season, it's been the Torchwood Institute, right? And I actually saw the origins of this back in Tooth and Claw. Queen Victoria, she decided that it's time to establish this institute, to defend themselves from potential, insidious aliens attacking them. And I think one of the highlights of this episode is, seeing the modern realization of her plan. Now, there are some larger thematic questions this two-parter could potentially engage in, and it's been an issue that's been brought up in both seasons 1 and 2 now. The notion that the Doctor is a destructive force, right? An individual, an entity who introduces chaos into the lives of the people he meets. And then he disappears, right? At least that's the implication, right? That's the notion. Back in series 1, the Slitheen, I believe it said something like, always moving on because you dare not look back, right? Again, implication being, he's kind of left a bit of a mess. I think it says something about the Doctor playing with people's lives, right? And then in this season, Queen Victoria, she saw the dangerous and unpredictable lifestyle he lives alongside his companion, right? And she didn't like that. She didn't like that one bit. And then going to the Christmas special, the Prime Minister, Harriet Jones, I believe, she did not think they could depend on the Doctor, to fight their fights for them. Hence the attack on that departing Sigrax ship. She believes that he's a trespasser in their affairs, an interloper, essentially. So now, the Doctor gets to show that indeed he can come through for the people. And, he can dismiss these notions about him not being someone that can be depended on. At the end of the day, the show is about the Doctor. He is going to come to the rescue, right? More often than not. Again, all that being said, they're not wrong. They're not wrong to doubt the Doctor, who is an alien to them. They have to look out for themselves. So you can see how they have that doubt about him, right? Now, there's a few really great Jackie moments in this episode. The first one came really early on in the episode. It was actually a question she kind of asked, and I think it got a really interesting response from the Doctor. She was saying that, isn't it beautiful that all of our loved ones are potentially coming back? The Doctor, he thought it was horrific. And, he did not like that notion one bit. And, I find it interesting that he was so repulsed by the idea of loved ones potentially coming back, right? Given that he's faced such losses, right, in his lifetime. That's a long lifetime, right? He is the last of his kind, and he lost, apparently, right, as far as I know, from the story they've told me so far, he lost everyone in that time war, right? And everyone he knew. His family, at least, or his people. So, something to look out for there. I think it's really interesting that he doesn't like that notion at all. And, the second Jackie moment that I really liked is her reality check for Rose, right? In the TARDIS, it's just the two of them, right? And she noticed how much Rose has changed, on her travels, or because of her travels and her companion. She puts forward this a really realistic hypothetical, questioning the sustainability of this lifestyle she's living now, right? And how much longer she can go on living like this, and she's concerned that she's going to lose her identity as a human if she continues like this. And I think it's completely understandable, her concern as a mother. You know, she wants stability. She wants structure in her daughter's life, and her current lifestyle is not structured at all. You know, it's not stable. It's quite unpredictable, quite dangerous. And at the end of the day, you know, Rose is adapting, or has adapted, to the doctor's lifestyle. And the thing to remember here is that the doctor is not human, right? So he doesn't have a lot of the constraints or the limits a human body might have, or a human in general is going to have, right? So I think Jackie's right in questioning Rose about this, because I agree. I don't think it's sustainable for a human to live this kind of lifestyle. And you know, I do think that the doctor should be a special part of your life, right? But he shouldn't be your life. You know, I think it should be a really special part of your life. A part of your life that you can look back on fondly, right? A part of your life that meant so much and that changed you. An individual that changed you. So yeah, I think Jackie brings up a lot of good points here. And, there's a lot of things leading up to a potential send-off, a goodbye. That being said, they have shown me in this season that, the parting, the goodbye, isn't always a happy one, is it? Going back to Sarah Jane, she didn't have the closure she needed. Of course, it ended up being a happy ending, right? At the end of the day. But, they have shown me that, that not all goodbyes are happy ones. I'm trying to, think of the potential goodbye the Doctor and Rose might have. Is it going to be a happy one? Is it going to be a heartbreaking one? Is it going to be similar to Sarah Jane? So a lot of interesting stuff to look forward to. And I think that's about it for this episode. Again, really good episode. Thoroughly enjoyed it. Sets it up nicely for the finale. If you enjoyed it, please hit that like button. Leave your comments. Let me know what you guys thought. All right. Thank you so much for checking that out. I'll see you soon. Take it easy.